And there we go. Now my voice is working on here now. Turn my fan down. Voice volume is up all the way on here. So, corner. To get my stuff. Siki. Trying to get the reference page up again. Sorry. That up. That way. Yes, up. Okay. Hello, Suichi. Just doing prep work still. My voice is terrible today. Uh, blue and green. I think I have X a two-colored stomach before. For doing Osiki, I have to do Alex as well. Uh, Arthur's also two-colored stomach. Otoko Okay, so Arta and Losiki and Alex are multicolored stomach ones, which isn't usually common. It is Aleax for Alex. I'm gonna do Alex first, but because Sosiki had Alex, Alex is the concubine, and concubine. Okay, concubine. That's what Alex is, right? That's why Losiki has his children, is because being concubine. And Losiki has the split stomach due to, I believe it was his mother, because he had a completely separated mother. I don't need to do his mother though. I don't need to do his mother because his mother did not survive anyways. His father didn't survive. Only the queen consort and Gosaya. Only the queen consort and Gosaya, the concubine, survived the calling. Jonok is king in one area right now, even though he's not um at all what needs to be. Still moving my junk around, sorry. Okay, I got my folder up on the other side. I only have Bonyan, Hotako, Kode, Kinetic, Maryland, not Homestein, Mayan, Maylin, and Max done, which is none of the ones I needed for this. Kode and Hotako also have 2 kids. Well, they have 4 kids, but I wasn't in charge of drawing the other 2. Uh, those 2 have 2 kids. I think it might have been the father that had a slight split stomach. I don't know why my voice is really quiet. I don't even have my fan pointed at the speaker or anything. But uh, I have excellent connection right now. Maybe I'm just muttering into my hand or something currently. I was just moving everything on my screens around still. I have one screen for my recording program, which doesn't have anything up on it besides my GIMP. And I had to get my Discord up on one because it has a list of everyone I need to do. And I need to get one that's good as a reference up for the body parts. Because Royalty has different like body parts to and Osiki is Royalty. So I need to have Otako up. Well, it's also probably because I'm being very, very quiet as well. My speakers are not up high enough, I don't think. Um, okay. So, also, it's probably not gonna be like a completely only drawing type deal anyways. Because I'm gonna be discussing about it. Oh yeah, the priority sound shit. Thought about that. How long have I been recording? I've been streaming for 15 minutes and I have not drawn a single thing. Okay, Losiki, Losiki, Losiki. All I have is a stomach coloring. Ah, so Otako is his sibling, so I might do a variant of his skin color anyways. But, mm, do you remember if I had Osiki be big, or did I have him small and feminine? Because I think I might have had him small and feminine. Osiki is the current, king of the main kingdom right now, so. Atta is definitely not ruler, and Hotako ended up abandoning the throne anyways for Kode and his god lover. Okay, evening was tall and semi-immaculate. Okay, that makes more sense. Uh, do you remember the body type for Alex? Because I don't remember the body type for Alex either. You don't have to go check. I was just wondering if you would knew off the top of your head or not. I have my YouTube stream video up in one corner and my program in another corner so I can see if it lags or not. If you don't know off the top of your head, it's fine. I'm probably gonna end up making him a little bit more masculine anyways. So it's fine. Oh, I forgot to status update. I forgot to put it on DeviantArt. I was wondering, I forgot something and I forgot what I forgot. But now I remembered what I forgot, which was that I forgot to put up on DeviantArt that I was live streaming now. Okay. Anyways, I do have the my list up of all my species as well, so I could talk about like what the species themselves are as well. Which I do it through OBS, and my stream is And then I do it through with the GIMP. I don't use any other art programs because I don't want to pay monthly for Psy, and it doesn't have an option to. It doesn't have an option to pay for it fully white out. And I haven't used Photoshop or anything like that since I was in high school. So I don't know exactly what should do with that. So it's just GIMP. Someone I've been watching says to go like this with the shoulders. And then you go like this to do the abs kind of deal. Just to add more lines to it. Um, I switched to OBS because I was using XSplit, and XSplit started putting giant watermarks throughout the entirety of the video. So it wasn't exactly usable anymore, so OBS was the better option for what was free. So that's what I started doing. Trying to get the body type right, but I'm not doing very well on this. There's Homestein and Comestein, which are the two main kingdoms. Homestein is one type of creatures called bone crystals, and Comestein is the other type. There's two types. Well, 12 types if you go into detail of them. There's a creature called Gem Eyes or Stone Eyes is the more common form, but otherwise they're called bone crystals. The ones that Losiki is is considered um, bone crystal gels, which is two types of bone crystal. There's two types of bone crystal gels. There's gel with a G and then there's gel with a J. There's also goop, slime, tonic, and ink, which is all of the homocysteine types, which is 6 different types. The ones in homocysteine are the glitter, sparkle, glass, crystalline, gel, and gem. But the gem eyes, stone eyes, they go into a lot more than that, which way more. Gem eyes is way more of that, and they're basically the same thing. Otherwise, they don't have the glass horn with the acid in them. They don't have the bone structures in them. They have the more rock and crystal parted. Mm. I have them all written down on a notepad. Every single species I've ever done is all in a singular notepad. So I don't even know how many species I have in my notepad right now. Let's check. We're gonna check how many I have. Okay. The ones that I have written down, not including the not including side species, variants, or anything like that, is 1,246 species currently. But all the other variants and everything on a different notepad. And there's over 1,000 variants per certain species. So if you count the variants, there's probably over 5,000. Like, there's probably over 5,000 if you count all the variants. I have the majority of them drawn, too, of the species. So I think it was 1,246 is what I said, or something like that. Like 1,300, basically, or whatever. Uh, well, I do my references, and sometimes when I do my references, and if I'm focused only on the reference, it only takes me 30 minutes. So it's like when it's like that one week when I was doing only my receipts, and I ended up making 96 in a week. So it's not exactly that much. So if I did 96 per week since I started doing this, I would have so many more species. Since let's actually check. Okay, that's 4,608 a year if I did 96 a week. Um, and then and that would have been like 25 years since I started this. So if I did it 96 a week since I started, it would have been 115,200 if I did it 6 a week for 25 years. So having only like 1,300 out of what I could have possibly had, it isn't that many. And especially since I don't do every single day. Uh, it could have been a lot worse for how many. And I don't. I mean, it only takes 48 hours to do 96 of them. Which. Ah. Well, I just wanted to, like, how many I would have done if I did the 96 a week every year. Which. If I did 96 every single week for the 25 years since I started, it would have been 115,800, something like that, species if I did 96 a week. But it only takes 48 hours to do 96 of them. "48 hours to do 96 in a week." It's it's not exactly that it's not exactly that much time. It's like free time kind of thing. So it could have been a lot worse. Which I don't think anybody wants a lot worse. Let's see. Anyways. Gonna put a hand here on the butt. My cat's doing stuff. Cat in the background. Yeah, I just delete them afterwards. I basically consolidate every single one I do of a certain like species. So like my receipts one, I have all 96 of the receipts in one GIMP in one folder, like all of them. I don't flatten them out, I keep the line art separated, but otherwise, I do get rid of the sketch. And I'm not sure if the cat's being a menace or not. He's doing something on the bed. The girl is sleeping on the box. I was gonna do a corkscrew horn for him, but I'm gonna do that for the consort instead. He is gonna have his ears down though. The ears do end up getting a little thick. Yeah, every single one of these species, every single one of the bone crystals have horns. They have floating chunks of stone or some kind of crystal or gem in the horns, and the horns themselves are glass. They're like a type of glass that the body makes. They don't make it in like the like where the tubes are on the body. They don't make it in there. They don't make the gems in there. And when they do, that's usually a sign that something's wrong with them. Unless they are the other half of the bone crystal race. How strong do they sleep? Um, they sleep pretty much like a mixture like how like people sleep. There's some deep sleepers, some light sleepers, some normal sleepers. There's some that can sleep days. Just depends. Let's see. I know not all of them have the sections where the elbows are, but I think that's more of a disfigurement. Oh no no no. The horns are pretty sturdy, but like just because it would be havoc on their neck and stuff, they do have like those larger pillows that hold up their bodies more. They have like customized beds, stuff like that for them. You also see like some that have the transparency in the neck go down to the chest as well. And in order to break the glass horns, they need an extremely hard force against it. It's not like fragile, like thin glass or like glass cups or anything like that. They have soft pillows and foam pillows. It is softer for where the back of the head goes, more firm for back of the neck. So it's a mixture. So these ones, since they're the Holstein ones, they have the skeletal structures in them. So these ones always have the skeletal structures, no matter what. So when you draw yours, since you have permission, since you actually have permission to use this species, um, you add the skeletal structure in them. That, like, Evening wouldn't have just had some that just had random floating crystals in them. Because that's the entirely different version. You do need to add the horns. Since the Loseki's kids, you are gonna have to add the glass horns and bone horns. Since it's Loseki's and Evening's kids, all of Loseki's kids are royal blood, so they will have the bone horns as well. You also need to add the bone coverings on the back of the ears, no matter what, because that's a part of those species as well. They will not have any of Evening's wool on where the transparent parts go. And just in case if anybody else watches this later on, Suichi and one other person has permission to use these species currently, as of right now, until I officially open them. But currently, they're closed and only Suichi and one other has permission. And yet you can add decorations to the horns, all that. Like, as long as it doesn't go through the horn, it's fine. You can't, like, pierce the horns. There's no way you can pierce the horns. You can't pierce any spot where there's transparency. Which, and it's hard to pierce the ears because you actually have to. It's hard to pierce the ears because you would actually have to drill through the ear and the flesh on the ear, which is very painful. So not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of them do that because that bone part on the back of the ear is chocked full of nerve. So they can have decorations on as much as you want. It's just they usually avoid all things piercings Unless it's in the nose or the lip or the eyebrows, stuff like that. Because like the bone ears and the bone horns, they can have like a wrap around. They can have a wrapped around it. Or if you're very careful, you can pierce just the skin on the ear, but you won't be able to hold anything large on those. So like what you're talking about, like little dangly bits and stuff, it's fine. Like out of all that I've done before, you only see one having the ears pierced at all. But like they have necklaces, they have gold circlets. Oh, they enjoy the tattoos, but they don't tattoo the transparent parts. Hotako and Kode have tattoos on them. Usually, you don't get tattooed though, because for those species, it's kind of like for those species, they cover up the transparent spots. Um, the things with that is it's not, they don't get tattooed for religion. What they do is they get tattooed for like how how Kode got tattooed because he is considered a man of the evening. It's the best way I could put that right now. So he has a tattoo that shows that he is a loose man. Hotako has tattoos because he is involved with a man of the evening. Its tattoos shows that the workers of the evening or blasphemous or something like that. It shows that they're against common courtesy and basic etiquette of the kingdoms. I am going way too much. I'm so sorry. My brain is dying. Anyways, so the things that they do is they whenever they wear anything, the necks are covered, the entire arms are covered, the stomachs are covered, and the entirety of the legs are covered. Whenever they go out in public, every spot where they have a transparent body part is completely covered. Does anything change via gender? Uh, no, not really. Just that the the women can have just as large, or if not larger, horns than the males. So, and even with pregnancy, that's not even differentiated through genders either. Both male and women, both male and female of this gender can be pregnant. So, even that's not changed. This species can be pregnant no matter gender, though it is more complicated for female and like two females who are paired together to have kids because, well, it's considered more painful. Um, Light colors, very, very light colors, pastel colors are considered the colors of royalty, and very, very dark colors are considered like blasphemous colors. Like, yeah, I'll show you Mylan real quick. Like, well, actually, I'll show you Hoyan. Hoyan is the he he is the true heir of the kingdom. He is the true heir of the kingdom. He is pastel. He is very much pastel colored. He has white hair that has like different colored faded through it. And when you look at him compared to to Hotako right here, it is obvious to tell that which one is considered a lot more royal than the other. Hoyan is considered like true royalty with his colors. He also has a lot more dignity and stuff. And no, outfit colors don't really matter. For the most part, they usually wear colors that, they usually wear colors that supplement the glowing to bring it out, to bring out the colors of that. Like, Kinetic here. She is wearing faded colors with dark trim to match her entire body and glow appearance. And then there's Milan, who is going for the extreme and the bright ends to bring out the fact that she is a bright colored, like, glow. So she has the bright color glow, which is more attractive, like, the brighter your colors are, the more easy you can attract, like, attention. So she's going fully attention attraction. She isn't as bright. This one right here, Marilyn, May. I can't say the name now. Marilyn, right here, she's like a faded orange brown color. So she's going with, like, colors to attract, but not too bright of a color to contrast herself to look tacky. And then obviously you have Koday, he is bright colored, but he doesn't wear a shirt. He fully embraces, like, the lack of dignity, all of that. So, like, the type of clothing they completely go against everything. Like, if they don't wear shirts, they're going against everything. The more covered they are, the better for the place in the standing in, like, society. This one isn't really needed because he's not the same species. The last one isn't the same species, so that one doesn't need to be. It's not this. The last one was Max, and he's not the same kind of bone crystal as the ones that you're gonna be doing, so he doesn't really matter. He has actual gemstones. He has no bone structure in him. It's just gemstones. It's stones floating everywhere in his body. So they have like they have a whole different, like, society to go with. Um, that's the thing, no matter what, from the collarbone down to where the right underneath the pec muscles go, like right underneath the chest, right underneath the breast, from the collarbone right down to right underneath the breast, that is always gonna be flesh. There's no transparency there. It's very rare if the transparency goes up high enough to where it affects the breast colors. So I'll show you a Mayan. Like, right here on Mayan, there is right here on Mayan, there is his chest area, all right here. That section there, this section here, his shoulder, and all around where his pec muscles form, and around his collarbone, that will always be flesh color. Usually the transparency to neck does not go this far down. He has a special case for that. And usually the transparency of the neck only covers like the basic of the neck, but this part of the chest will always not be transparent. So you can show the skin here, but here has to be covered around where the transparency is on the neck. So they can wear a dress that goes down to the shoulders and down pretty far on the cleavage, but they would have to have something around the neck, like a neck wrap or something, to completely cover the neck. Like, it's not as bad to show the neck, but it is still pretty bad to show that part of it. Like, you can get away with showing some of the neck, but it can't be more than like slight amount of it. But otherwise, like the arms, they want the arms completely covered. Some of them choose to do like a mesh or lace, just like a couple layers of it, where it's not exactly fabric, but still, as long as it covers them. So, no, it can vary a little bit. Like, we'll use Kinetic here. She doesn't have much of her neck showing, but her stomach goes like a lot lower than where the pecs is. If she has a child, the neck could go down a lot further. Her stomach glowing can go up and down a lot further. Like, it usually stays in the same places, even if it like can be changed, like the amount. When I draw Losiki's kids that he has with Evening, since I got two of them myself from that pairing, I will show you the differences between them. I will show you like the different wavelengths between the glowing that they can have. Because Mayan's child has like the same shape, but not all of them. Because Milan is also Mayan's child, and her glow goes so far up that it covers half her pecs, which makes the under half of her breasts transparent and see-through. So, it can vary pretty drastically. But, like, for the most part, that is kind of rare. It's usually around the same as the parents. And because Losiki is the kind that has the dual stomach, they're gonna have dual stomachs. Evening kids are gonna have dual stomachs. Only because he has the dual stomachs. He has like pretty much and Evening isn't his species. So since Evening isn't his species, the stomach coloration kind of deal will go with Losiki's, which means it's automatically going to be dual colored stomach. The white side of the body is going to be a whole different color than the left side. Which that itself is rare. So the fact that because Evening isn't the same species as him and it's just going to automatically go with Losiki's color, it's automatically giving them that wear color. Uh, the transparent party pots definitely get carried down. Uh, the colors kind of get taken down, like with Losiki and Evening. You said Evening is purple, pink, navy blue, and violet. So the two kids that I'm doing from Evening, one is gonna have a purple and pink mixtured transparent stomach, and the other one is gonna have a navy blue and violet mixed. But due to Losiki's blue and green, they're gonna be either lighter or darker than what she has, than what her colors are. And I'm assuming your creature, the wool color is gonna be taken down from the hair color or something like that. So if Losiki has green hair, the wool can end up green or something like that, I'm guessing. Um, as for transparent clothing on top, if it is a dark transparent clothing, one that you can't see through really good unless you're really up close, it should be fine. So Jimbas just can get sporadic colors for the wool. They don't need to be. It doesn't need to be like anybody else's colors. And Evening has 4 colors. Evening has 4 color of wool. Is what you showed me. Jimbas, do they have horns? I don't know if you told me if Jimbas have horns for the males or for the females. I think. Yeah, you only done evening of your ah you only did evening of your Jimbas. So I don't know. Do your male Jimbas have horns? I don't exactly. Cause I only know evening, which has the violet, the purple, the navy, and the pink colored rules and stuff. Um, but I don't see any horns on her, so I don't know if males have horns. Okay. So evenings, maybe like evenings, kids, like where the bone horns are, maybe the bone horns will be a little bit larger due to the gym buzz. Maybe they'll be a little bit more curved. Something like. So we'll see how that goes once we get there. Also, like, how you talking about if they had any different kind of genders, the gender differences specific to them? I don't think there's even clothing specific, like clothing specific outfits. Because most men in this species also cover their chest. So males will have thinner horns. Okay, I'm doing a male and a female, so that will give me a chance to explore with both of them. The horns are of the horns are obviously gonna be smaller anyways, because the bone horns for like the royal family and stuff, they're not gonna be really big in the first place. Like Honian's bone horns can hide underneath his bangs. So they won't be much bigger. They'll be bigger due to the Jinba, but they won't be much bigger. which due to the how we were having it be a fight between dominance between the two civilizations, Homostine and Comostine. And Evening was fighting for the right for her children to become the heir instead of the concubine's children. The whole purpose of the heir, the fight for the heir. The larger bonehorns might be able to be a play part for persuading them to let them. Also, like we said before, they're gonna have wool anyways as well. The wool might not cover the entire body, but I'm sure they can use the wool as a way to like the wool around the if they have the wool around the neck where the glowing isn't, they could probably use that wool to cover up the glow on the neck. And like what I'm doing right here on the arm, where I'm adding like the metal cufflinks, metal bracelets, or whatever. That's a way that some of the royalty cover up the transparents, like transparent parts. They could do the same thing for they could do the same thing with metal braces on the leg for the calves. So I have 3 people watching me currently. Don't know who the third person is, but hello, third person. Oh, hi! Hi, Nixie Dust! Um, I forgot completely where I was now. I just see honk, and my brain died. Okay. Meadow Hancock. And I, of course, read that out loud because I'm an idiot. Anyways. I mean, it's not far off. That's basically what they are to hide on them. Uh, they wear royalty wear jewelry on all occasions. It doesn't need to be a special occasion. They just wear jewelry constantly. Right now, I'm drawing like for Losiki. I'm drawing a kind of outfit that you would see. I'm sorry. I have a habit of reading everything I see out loud. This is Losiki. Losiki's a guy right now. But Losiki is very, very feminine, so I'm just drawing Suichi was wanting to know. I was doing like how an outfit would be for like how Suichi wanted to know how they would cover the bodies where it's the least amount of covered for the glowing. Losiki. Losiki. But not Zeke. He's he's Hotako's brother, the one that currently rules the kingdom of Homerstein. Uh, Probably not in his outfit, since I'm kind of binding him up pretty hard. Like, he is basically a better bracelet around his stomach. Now you're just trying to call me out. As I put him in a weird bikini, like, no, you don't have to leave. Ignore the outfit I am putting him in. uh, yes, Suichi, it is hot where they live. It is hot in the kingdom. The entire Komastine is icy. Homastine is desert. And I feel like I'm making it so much worse since I am leaving Losiki's tits out. I'm leaving Losiki's chest out. And I have all of his hips out. So, I just made it worse for myself. Let's see. One right there. Need to make this one wider. I feel like this leg is so much thinner. I had to do a skimpy outfit for Suichi. It's all because of Suichi. Uh, Design Center Tapu. If it's just on if the designs are just on the fabric, it should be fine. Try to avoid anything overly sexualized or like anything that's succubus or incubus style to try to avoid. Royalty wear a lot of metal, so there's something like that as well. So, for the most part, all royalty wears so much metal. Spiderweb designs should be fine. Like the pin, are you gonna make the entire clothing spiderweb designed? Or makeup? Uh, they're in the desert, so they don't exactly wear much makeup. Just the gloves, that should be fine. Like on Losiki's cape right here, like this bottom whole section right here, like with design, and it transport like the bottom part, whole entire bottom part of the pants. Those can be completely like everywhere I put these black squiggles at. You can put in patterns there, but they don't cover the entirety of it. It's not full printed patterns on the clothing. The only one who can get away with solid printed clothing is the Queen Consort. The Queen Consort can get away with it because besides the current ruler, like the king, that there's just no the Queen Consort is what they call the queen. But evening is not evening is not considered the Queen Consort. Evening isn't considered that because she's not the same species, and the elders are refusing her the title of Queen Consort. So she doesn't even get the title of Queen. She doesn't get the title of Queen Consort. She gets Consort. She doesn't even get concubine. She just Consort. She's just considered someone the king gets to have fun with. Not even maid. Because like the concubines are maid to the king. The queen consort is the queen who is the high is the one maid who's the higher, gets to control all the concubines, get to choose the consorts, all that. Evenings kids. her kids basically get, like, they're basically considered the bastard children, the ones out of wedlock. The illegitimate children is what they're considered. Illegitimate. Yeah. So I can understand why Evening is extremely upset in the role plays. Because she's not even treated as Losiki's wife, which they didn't get married anyways. Um, because Losiki is king, all concubines are considered, all concubines from previous, like, kings are all his through marriage automatically. He doesn't even have to wed them. So automatically. So Alex is Alex is a guy, but he is considered the queen consort right now. He has more power than Evening. Alex controls the entire palace, where Losiki doesn't. Oh, I'm sure. The concubine who, like, got her husband pregnant is the queen consort, and his children are the legitimate heirs. So I'm sure Evening is extremely upset. Oh yeah. And the fact that she's not even married to Losiki yet at all anyways is probably gonna be another blow to her. It's not Lusiki's fault. He just goes by what is tradition. And he has to if he wants to stay king. He doesn't even get a choice. Lusiki also just kind of got shoved into the role of king anyways. When all things considered, he probably was not the best option. It's not his fault. Poor evening. Poor Lusiki. So one of the kids that you are making is one of the kids you're making actually like Alex then? So one of them does kind of tolerate him. It's not that Alex Alex is a bad parent either though. I mean, Losiki's and Alex's whole entire relationship is through tradition anyways. Neither of them got a choice in who they were gonna be with. It's still like not even Alex's fault either, cause he's like has to the one that he was married to, the one that he willingly married to, ended up getting killed in a rebellion. So he's just Losiki's partner now due to tradition. He Alex is just going through what he needs to keep his life anyways. Because you can the only way to get out of it, he will have to lose his life to be able to get out of the marriage get out of all that circumstances, he would have to lose his life. So he has, like, once you become one of the consorts, you are in that position for life. Whether you like it or not at that point. So as much as the children or Evening doesn't like Alex, he has even more reason to hate them. Because they could literally get him killed. And I don't think Alex would try to parent her kids anyways. Because he's gonna have to have his own kids he has to deal with. Which he has more of. Well, no, they have the same amount of children, don't they? Evening has 4, and Alex has 4. So they have the same amount of children. Evening doesn't know the traditions very well. Depends on if Alix gives them an order. Because Alix can give them orders. But if it's not an order, they don't exactly have to follow it. And since Alix is considered the queen consort and his kids are all considered the legitimate heirs, and since his firstborn was actually a male, that his son gets to inherit the throne anyways, since they were the firstborns in the first place. But Losiki isn't actually the correct heir anyways, so he can get the throne at any point. Uh, would any of who try to gain whose favor? Would any of them try to gain Evening's kids' favor? Or what do you mean? Evenings, maybe. Uh, Probably not, cause they have so much stuff in the kingdom that they can trade for money and resources that Evening's kingdom would be like losing out anyways, and I doubt Evening is even royalty in her kingdom. Evening isn't considered an important resource to the kingdom. I probably wouldn't get on her side just for that because I'm pretty sure they could just probably just hire someone else to show them around or just like buy information there themselves. So if Evening wants to get treated better for like information like that, she has to come forth with information like that. Because they're not just gonna automatically know that there's a group of Jinbas that are hostile or aggressive or anything like that. And it's not like a deal of money because they have more than enough money to pay since they have more than enough gold to just be able to wear for giant royal families. The fact that Losiki only has one consort shows like how small the family usually is anyways. Because I think you will remember like when I mentioned the original king had 30 different consorts and over 130 different children. And since the family's so small currently, they have more than enough money to know what to do with. Well, then there's no reason for them to be like able to know that she knows anything if she's not going to offer any kind of information up at all. There's no way they're going to be able to know anything at all in the first place. Plus, like, I'm sure she would want to offer up that information just because, like, it's usually the king who goes out and trades on the trade campaigns anyways, because he will be the one in danger. So won't she want to offer up that information to him so he doesn't get damaged? She cares for her husband after all, so no, no. She's allowed to teach her kids whatever because they're considered illegitimate, anyways. So they're not gonna be looked closely upon in the first place. She will be allowed to take her kids, but that doesn't mean she's allowed to take Losiki or Losiki's other kids. And it really depends as well because the kid still has Losiki's DNA in them. It depends as well because they still have Losiki's DNA in them. So they would want to protect his DNA, not hers. So the kids would probably still be under scrutiny for who they get together with. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for 2 hours. Uh, I'll stream for 30 more minutes. And then I'll take a break, I think. So, it's been 30 more minutes. I'll turn off my mic for a little bit, go get water and all that. And then I'll come back and we'll see how long we're gonna do after that. Cause Next two I'm gonna go straight ahead and do evenings to kids with Loxiki first. Then we have four more of Losiki's kids, but I need to do Alexa before then. So we will see about that as well. It is 6 o'clock. So the reason why you hear my phone going off every now and again is because I'm gonna get a call sooner or later, which means I will have to mute my mic anyways, which would be a good time for a break at that point. So cat screaming in the background now, and I don't know why. Hmm. Evening probably won't be happy about the fact that her kids are under watch about who they can marry and whatnot, huh? They don't have to marry. It's just that if they want to marry, they have to get it approved. Well, what's the point of being spiteful over it? That just hurts them in the long run, doesn't it? I know you're not really fond of your characters getting married anyways, but it's just with them, they have like a whole process due to the royal blood. And because of Siki having a royal trait in his blood, as well as being royal, which I think Losiki gets his split stomach from his mother. Because I don't think, because otherwise more of the siblings would have split stomachs and they don't. So there's gonna probably end up being war that breaks out later on. Which is probably never gonna be fun, but gonna happen because there's still more members of the royal family. Um, well, since there's still siblings that are alive and around, since it's split between three siblings, Cohen, who was officially crowned heir but was considered dead, and then Sonasa, who would be the next in line. There's three different groups for the throne of Homelesston, which should which will end up causing war to try to take over the throne again. And with war about to break out at any point due to the large family and fighting over power, there's gonna be a very large war later on down the line. Yeah. And depending on how we end up actually working through it in the roleplay storyline, it will it could cause the death of Osiki here. So Lusiki could end up dead at the end of the war due to him simply being on the throne. His brothers put him specifically on the throne because they knew war was gonna break out anyways. So, essentially they already knew that Osiki was gonna get screwed in the first place. All Osiki is trying to do is keep this house in order and make sure nothing happens to himself and his family, so which is gonna be hard anyways, cause once war breaks out and a new king is aired, they will have all right to destroy Losiki and his family. It's never pretty when it comes to royalty and heir and bloodline and all that. Yeah, him having to monitor evening and leaks constantly is gonna be it's gonna end up ruining him in any preparations to protect war from going on. Evening was already planning on taking Losiki's kids away from him and running. Losiki's not gonna be happy when he finds that out. Like, if he sees her bags packed and everything. He's not gonna be very happy seeing that. Why was she planning to run from Losiki? So she would just take the kids and leave him if her kids don't get crowned. That makes it seem like she's only in a relationship with him to get her kids crowned. And the elders wouldn't exactly be allowing her to just leave with the kids that have the king's blood in them. Also, I'm pretty sure Losiki didn't do anything to Evening to make her want to run. So she'll just be leaving because her kids didn't get crowned. True, they will be adults at that by the time that happens. Like in the 20s, it's like somewhere in the 20s before anybody gets crowned, anyways. So it just makes it seem like more painful for him, though. Because she's gonna leave her husband of like, I feel like 25 years at that point. She would just leave her husband of 25 years. True. If the story ends up getting chaotic before, then she would have to win. Anyways, this is like the one example of the of clothing that covers the glowing parts of the body. It is Just exporting this real quick. So that's like an example of how they cover up the glowing pots. They wear multiple different layers and usually tight clothes or lots of jewelry. So if Losiki dies, it's most likely all of Losiki's kids will probably die, and Alix will probably get dragged into the uh concubines of the next king against his will. So um, if she's just gonna take her kids, she'll be doing the other four kids to basically death, and as well as Alex could also be taken to his death as well, depending on she'll take all 8 kids with her. That would probably be the best bet. Um, I have been streaming for 3 hours now, so I'm gonna probably turn off the stream now. And usually I get one of these references done in like 30 minutes. But I ended up talking through most of it. So I'll continue to talk to you about this in Discord. Goodbye. I'll see you. I'll talk to you on Discord. I might stream later on again. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Why not? Eh, yeah. Bye.